Most people believe that fat loss is simple. Eat less, move more, and eventually the weight comes off. And if it doesn't, the conclusion is always the same. You must not be trying hard enough. You must be eating too much. You must need more discipline. That idea has been repeated so many times that it feels like common sense. It feels unquestionable. But what if the exact opposite is happening? What if eating less is the very reason your body is holding on to fat? If you've ever felt that frustration, please subscribe and like this video. This channel is about explaining why fat loss feels harder than it should, and how to work with your body instead of fighting it. This is one of the most frustrating experiences anyone can go through. You cut portions. You skip meals. You try to be good during the week. You snack less. You avoid foods you enjoy. And instead of feeling lighter, your body feels heavier. Your energy drops. Your hunger gets louder. Your cravings feel stronger and more urgent. And the scale either doesn't move at all, or it slowly creeps upward, even though you're eating less than before. At some point, you start questioning yourself. You wonder if something is wrong with you. You wonder if your metabolism is broken. You wonder how other people seem to lose weight eating more than you do. That mental exhaustion is often worse than the physical one. But this isn't failure. This isn't weakness. This is biology doing exactly what it was designed to do. Your body's primary job is not fat loss. Its job is survival. It does not care about beach season, clothing sizes, or numbers on a scale. It cares about keeping you alive in an unpredictable environment. And when it senses scarcity, it does not cooperate. It protects. It adapts. And it becomes more efficient at storing energy. When you consistently eat less, especially for long periods of time, your body starts receiving a very clear signal. Food is limited. Resources are unreliable. Energy might be scarce tomorrow. And in response, your body shifts into conservation mode without asking for your permission. Metabolism slows down. Energy output decreases. Spontaneous movement drops. Fat storage becomes easier. Not because your body is broken, but because it's intelligent. This is where most people get trapped. The more they restrict, the more resistant their body becomes. The harder fat loss feels, the more they try to force it. Smaller portions, more rules, more control. And over time, this creates a metabolic standoff. You are trying to push fat loss harder, and your body is quietly pushing back. And here's the part nobody tells you. Eating less does not automatically mean burning more fat in many cases. It means burning less. When food intake drops too low, the body compensates in subtle ways. You move less without realizing it. Your posture changes. You sit more. You fidget less. Your body temperature drops slightly. Your mood changes. Stress hormones rise. Hunger hormones get louder. Fullness signals get weaker. And fat loss becomes something your body actively resists instead of allowing. This is why two people can eat the same amount of food and have completely different results. One feels energized, clear-headed, and leaner. The other feels exhausted, hungry, and stuck. The difference is not discipline. It's not motivation. It's how the body interprets the signal it's receiving. And right now, if fat loss feels harder the less you eat, your body is interpreting restriction as a threat, a signal that it needs to hold on, slow down, and protect stored energy. That doesn't mean you need to eat more junk. That doesn't mean you need extreme diets. It means you need to send a different signal. And that's exactly what we are going to start breaking down next. Now let's talk about what actually happens inside your body when you keep eating less and expecting fat to disappear. Because this is where most people get confused, and where most advice completely misses the point. When food intake drops, your body doesn't panic loudly. It doesn't send alarms. It adapts quietly. And that's what makes this so difficult to notice. On the surface, it feels like you're doing everything right. But underneath, your system is shifting into defense mode. One of the first things to change is energy availability. Your body starts acting as if energy needs to be conserved. This doesn't mean you suddenly stop burning calories. It means your body becomes more efficient at using fewer calories. And efficiency sounds good, until you realize it works against fat loss. You feel this as lower energy. You wake up more tired. You need more caffeine. Motivation feels harder to find. You don't move as much throughout the day, not because you're lazy, but because your body is subtly pulling the brakes. At the same time, hunger signals get louder. Your brain becomes more focused on food. Thoughts about eating pop up more often. Cravings feel more urgent, not because you're weak, but because your body is trying to solve a problem. It believes energy is scarce, and it wants to fix that. Stress hormones also begin to rise. When food is limited, the body interprets that as stress. Cortisol increases, and cortisol has a very specific effect. It tells your body to preserve energy, protect vital systems, and hold on to stored fuel. That stored fuel is fat. This is one of the biggest reasons people feel puffy, inflamed, or stuck when they diet harder. The body isn't just burning fat, it's managing stress. And fat storage is part of that management strategy. Another thing that changes is how your body handles food when you do eat. After long periods of restriction, your system becomes extremely efficient at storing incoming energy. So even small meals feel like they count more. This isn't because food suddenly has more calories. It's because your body is prioritizing storage over spending. This is also why rebound weight gain happens so easily after strict dieting. The body remembers scarcity. And when food becomes available again, it overcompensates. Not out of revenge, but out of protection. Over time, this creates a deep sense of frustration. You feel like you're doing everything you were told to do. Eat less. Be disciplined. Control yourself. And yet the results don't match the effort. That gap between effort and outcome is what burns people out. And here's something important. This doesn't just affect fat loss. It affects mood, sleep, focus, patience. When your body is underfueled, your nervous system stays slightly on edge. You feel more reactive. Small things bother you more. Recovery takes longer. Everything feels harder than it should. This is why pushing harder rarely fixes the problem. More restriction doesn't calm the system. It intensifies the signal that something is wrong. And the body responds by tightening its grip. So if eating less hasn't worked for you, that doesn't mean you need to give up. And it doesn't mean fat loss is impossible. It means the strategy needs to change. Because fat loss doesn't come from forcing your body into submission. It comes from creating an environment where your body feels safe enough to let go. And once you understand that, everything starts to shift. In the next part, we are going to talk about what that different signal looks like, how to eat in a way that lowers resistance instead of increasing it, and how to make fat loss feel easier, not harder. So if eating less isn't the answer, what actually works? What kind of signal tells your body that it's safe to release fat instead of protecting it? The key is not more restriction. The key is removing the sense of scarcity. Your body doesn't need to be convinced to lose fat. It needs to feel secure enough to let it go. And that security comes from consistency, not deprivation. One of the most powerful signals you can send is reliability. Eating at regular times. Eating enough at each meal. Not constantly pushing hunger to the edge and then expecting your body to stay calm. When meals are predictable and sufficient, the nervous system relaxes. Stress hormones come down. And fat loss stops feeling like a fight. Another important shift is what your meals are built around. When meals are centered on real, satisfying food, especially protein, your body receives a different message. Not food is scarce, but energy is available. Hunger quiets down. Cravings lose their urgency. And appetite becomes something you can actually listen to instead of fear. This doesn't mean overeating. It means eating in a way that feels grounding instead of chaotic. Meals that leave you feeling stable, not wired or drained. Meals that don't trigger the urge to immediately look for more food. Timing also matters more than most people realize. Constant grazing keeps the body in a state of uncertainty. Long stretches without food, followed by tiny meals, do the same. A simple structure, meals with clear beginnings and endings, gives your body a rhythm. And rhythm is calming. As stress comes down, something important happens. Your body becomes less defensive. It stops guarding energy so tightly. And fat loss becomes a side effect of balance, not a battle of willpower. This is why people are often shocked when fat loss starts, happening after they stop trying so hard. when they eat more consistently, when they stop chasing hunger all day, when they stop proving discipline to themselves and start creating stability. Another piece of this puzzle is rest. When your body is underfueled, sleep suffers, and poor sleep keeps stress hormones elevated. That alone can stall fat loss, even if everything else looks perfect. Eating enough, especially earlier in the day, supports deeper sleep, and better sleep tells your body it doesn't need to stay on high alert. Movement plays a role too, but not in the way most people think. When you're undereating, exercise feels draining. Recovery is slow. Motivation fades. But when your body is adequately fueled, movement feels easier. You move more naturally. You have more energy, and calorie burn increases without forcing it. This is the difference between chasing fat loss and allowing it. Fat loss works best when your body feels supported, not pressured. When hunger is calm, not screaming. When stress is lower, not constantly elevated. When food feels predictable, not scarce. And this is why eating less has failed so many people. Not because they weren't disciplined enough, but because their body interpreted restriction as danger. Once you remove that signal, once you replace scarcity with stability, the entire system starts to change. Fat loss stops feeling heavy. Hunger stops controlling every decision. Energy slowly comes back. And for the first time in a long time, it feels like your body is finally working with you instead of against you.